The sun rises over Athens, painting the sky a vivid orange. The air is thick with the aroma of olives and the distant sounds of a bustling market. Strepsiades, an exhausted father with bags under his eyes and a mountain of debt on his shoulders, approaches his son Phidippides, who's lounging comfortably and goggling horse racing paraphernalia.
Phidippides, my son, do we not already have enough debt to sink a Greek trireme? Must you add more?
Oh, Father, as long as I can hear the thundering hoofbeats, smell the sweat of the steeds, and...
Steeds can't pay the creditors. We're drowning. And you're daydreaming about racehorses?
But they've got such great names like Zeus's Fury and Pegasus' Revenge. How can one resist betting?
Resisting is precisely what I'm asking.
Strepsiades, his eyes filled with desperation and a slight twitch, gestures animatedly like a man on the edge of reason.
Enough of your nonsense. Tomorrow we're solving this. We'll visit Socrates and his thinkery. He's clever, that one. We'll learn rhetoric and spin our words like philosophers.
Socrates? I heard he once got so lost in thought he turned into a statue.
Perfect. He'll teach us to freeze our creditors long enough to outwit them. Come on, let's get going.
Reluctantly, Phidippides rises, stretching luxuriously. Strepsiades hustles him along a cobblestone street, Athens alive with chatter and the scent of freshly baked bread. They soon arrive at the entrance of the thinkery, a ramshackle building sprawling with vines and philosophy.
Ah, newcomers, welcome to the Web of Wisdom. What questions tickle your minds today?
Why, Socrates, I come seeking the art of winning arguments. My son's fondness for racing has us skidding down Mountain Olympus in debt.
Racing. What an intriguing subject upon which the mind may gallop. What are your intentions?
Trickery and guile. Outwit creditors with tangled tongue and fancy footwork.
Ah, nothing tickles my neurons like a cunning challenge. Follow me, my new intellectual apprentices.
Socrates leads them into a room cluttered with scrolls and contraptions that smell faintly of curiosity and ink.
Behold, the great debater. You must first learn the power of perplexity. You, impetuous youth with the horsey glint in your eyes, what do you desire most?
To see my namesake gallop to victory, naturally.
And what if I told you that refocusing your passion could lead you to richer victories in life? What's more valuable, one moment of triumph on the turf or a lifetime of soaring successes?
Does the lifetime come with a guaranteed chariot?
Lads, please. The creditors march and we're roasting like Olympian feet over a fire.
Very well, father of exasperation. First lesson, control the argument's flow. Like catching a fish, you must guide it where you wish.
So we can reel them into confusion until they swim away.
Precisely. Let's practice. Imagine the creditor approaches like a wolf. You, the lamb, must bait him with tasty tangents.
The room fills with wild gestures as Socrates, with the grandeur of an Athenian showman, begins to reenact a comedic creditor-lamb encounter, leaving Strepsiades and Phidippides in fits of laughter.
Father, if nothing else, Socrates should charge fees at the theater.
Forget the theater. Keep him focused, lad. We need results by tomorrow.
The hurried slapstick training continues late into the night. Strepsiades' determination is steadfast, while Phidippides' skeptical eyebrows dance to the tune of philosophical comedy. The dawn looms as laughter echoing in the rafters heralds a new, cunning day in Athens. As the sun ambles lazily into the sky, a transformed Strepsiades, now armed with Socratic wit and deceit, is ready to face the creditors, or so he thinks. Stay tuned as our fateful duel of wits unfolds in Act 2, where debts and intellect collide headlong in laughter-filled folly. Welcome back to the laughter-filled halls of Socrates' unorthodox academy, where today Strepsiades attempts to comprehend the logic-defying teachings amid the absurdity that ensues.
My head is spinning more than a potter's wheel in a race. Socrates, what is the meaning of life?
Strepsiades, the meaning of life is clouds drifting lazily across the sky. As they whisper wisdom, only the enlightened can hear.
Ah, so the clouds hold our destiny. What do they say about my future?
Today, they speak of a man who will learn to see with his ears and hear with his eyes.
Seeing with ears, hearing with eyes, my senses feel like a juggler's act already. That's the spirit. Now let's debate gravity with the breeze. Gravity, I'm feeling heavier by the lesson. What does the breeze say?
It says, "Why stand firmly when you can float like a feather caught in song?"
If I float away, who will manage my debts? Can the breeze pay them?
Ah, debts, the true cloud in a man's sky. Look to your inner winds for solutions.
My inner winds grant me only indigestion, not freedom from debts. Precisely. Digest the core of your dilemmas and expel anxiety into the stratosphere. Sounds like excuses float better than coins. Anything for the creditors?
Reflect like a mirror cloud. Speak the language of nonsense, and they shan't ensnare you.
Nonsense, you say? Let me try my tongue at this new dialect. O creditor, dance upon raindrops and escape the lightning of my purse.
Marvelous, like a dandelion chasing sunbeams, true poetry.
Poetry or madness, my creditors may not bite.
Madness is creation's seed. Speak gibberish today. Rule the world's economy tomorrow.
If the world's economy needs a jester, I'm well suited for the crown. Now, what do the heavens tell of your successes? Today they reveal I'm no wiser than a fish at a seminar on frying pans.
Perfect. You have grasped the paradox of knowledge by knowing you know nothing.
If ignorance is bliss, is enlightenment a comedy routine?
The highest enlightenment is found in uproarious laughter at the riddles of the cosmos.
Alas, only my creditors find my fortune humorous. Can laughter pay rent?
Laughter can make your spirit lighter, even if your purse remains heavy.
Should I trade my loafing on the sofa for a cloud cushion then?
Yes, recline upon ideas like they are pillows of dreams and dream of flying wallets.
Flying wallets. Perfect for when money takes flight from my pockets. Now you're catching the wind. What does imagination say? Imagination says it can sell me a bridge with credit, no questions asked.
To question is to doubt. Unbeholden is the man who fancies nonsense plausible.
Fine, I'll fancy a nonsense voyage. Next port, Rosalind's estate, where bread runs freely.
Bon voyage, the harbour is thick with mirth and mirages.
On this merry path, hindered by clouds, maybe wisdom dawns after the fog.
Potentially, a journey begun is wisdom's spinning wheel.
May the winds guide my trade, and my creditors spin into the horizon.
And with that, our fellow Strepsiades continues his candid journey in Socrates' whimsical world, tangled in paradoxes and clouds, until folly turns to fortune or the universe laughs last. On a bustling street corner, Strepsiades stands tall, or as tall as one can look, with a nervous twitch and knees shaking like maracas. He gazes at his creditors with false bravado. His newfound yet dubious rhetorical skills are about to be put to the test.
Gentlemen, or as Socrates would say, esteemed collectors of monetary obligations.
Just pay us, Strepsiades.
Pay? Ah, but what is pay but a concept, an intangible exchange to deter the fiscal fabric of society?
Are you going to babble us into submission?
Babble? No. I'm deploying philosophic artillery, bombs bursting in air, waves of logic.
What's he on about?
My friends, behold the ephemeral nature of debt. If a tree falls in the forest and no one hears, do we still owe the timber company?
You still owe us, and we just heard that clatter. The creditors exchange baffled looks, ready to pounce on any sign of weakness. Meanwhile, across town at the Thinkery, Phidippides sits smugly on a hard wooden bench, eyes locked with none other than Socrates himself.
Oh, Socrates, prepared to meet your philosophical match today.
Ah, the young horse chases the ancient chariot. Go forth, colt.
Colt, please observe as I dissect your logic with the precision of a surgeon's scalpel.
Proceed, O master of misguided gumption.
If I am wise enough to know I know nothing, doesn't that make me wiser than knowing something while knowing nothing?
Circular is the path you tread, like a dog chasing its tail.
More linear than circular, for I prefer direct paths to dizzying spirals.
A flash of bright-eyed confidence alights Phidippides, undeterred by Socrates' meandering words. Meanwhile, back with Strepsiades, desperation creeps in like a sneaky mouse.
Suppose time is a flat circle, like a pie, and our lives slice it unevenly. How do you divvy up a debt pie in that scenario?
Is he seriously trying to pie chart us out of debt?
Circular logic again.
Time is infinite, money is finite. Hence, paying debt is logically illogical.
Illogically infuriating is what it is. The creditors, seeing Strepsiades falter, inch forward like a pack of hungry wolves. Meanwhile, back at the thinkery, Pheidippides finds his pace quickened, pride swelling like a popcorn kernel almost ready to pop.
If the universe eventually collapses, doesn't that render all philosophical debate moot?
When the universe folds, will words cease or echo eternally?
Oh, they echo, all right, much like your teachings, reverberations of outdated oscillations.
The echoes persist as long as wind passes through old trees.
Old trees, perhaps, but I am an acorn sprouting theories.
The comedic duel persists, with neither showing signs of surrender, while on the street, Strepsiades is in frantic retreat.
Consider this. If my son defeats Socrates, can I claim intellectual bankruptcy and nullify my debts?
Is lunacy inherited?
Maybe it's contagious.
Focus not on madness, but on innovation. Imagination is the currency of the mind.
And yet, it's your mind that seems bankrupt.
The creditors surround Strepsiades, their patience wearing thinner than old socks. Meanwhile, Pheidippides, now full of zeal, takes one final swipe at Socrates.
Words are trivial unless spoken with vigor and zest. Hence I, by enthusing logic with velocity, crown myself philosopher king.
Self-coronation by verbosity. Intriguing indeed, like watching a peacock dance.
A colorful display of wisdom. Agreed.
As Pheidippides revels in his self-declared victory, the creditors close their circle around Strepsiades, reality closing in.
Well, Socrates, looks like I've pie-charted myself into a corner. Again.
How about you pay us with one of those pies?
I'd settle for logic cupcakes at this point.
We've been proverbially pied in the face.
And there you have it, served with a side of metaphysical meringue.
Strepsiades and his creditors concoct a most unusual agreement, driven by shared amusement and the unpredictable chaos of a philosopher's misguided journey. Back at the thinkery, Pheidippides, buoyed by his self-proclaimed triumph, struts out, ready to test his newfound philosophical prowess on the world, leaving Socrates chuckling softly at the folly of youth and the perpetuity of debate. With debts and logic unresolved but spirits high, both father and son wade back into the unpredictable river of life, perpetually skirting the rocks of reason. As the curtain rises on the chaotic scene, the room is abuzz with the energy of philosophy gone awry. Strepsiades stands center stage, bewildered, while Pheidippides, brimming with confidence, prepares to unleash the ultimate barrage of twisted logic. The air is thick with absurdity, and the audience is already on the edge of their seats.
Father, do you see the flaw in your plan?
Flaw? I see no flaw. I've only taught you how to dodge debt collectors with the finesse of a shoplifter in a blindfold store.
Exactly, which is precisely the flaw. Your plan is like a donut, full of holes.
A donut analogy? Have you been talking to the baker instead of Socrates?
No, Father, just embracing the circular nature of your logic. See, you wanted me to outsmart the creditors, but now I've outsmarted you.
Outsmart me? That's as likely as finding a sober philosopher at a wine tasting.
Yet here we are, and like a philosopher told to shut up, it's not happening.
But I'm your father. Doesn't that deserve a little respect?
Respect is earned, not given, much like a winning lottery ticket.
Ha! That's rich coming from a man who hasn't paid rent in 6 months.
And that's precisely my point, Father. By your own lesson, why should I pay you respect when it's so much easier to dodge it?
Curse that infernal Socrates and his mind-bending teachings. I feel as if my head's been spun like a top at a child's carnival.
Blame not the baker when the bread goes stale. You wanted me educated in his cloud cuckoo land.
I wanted you the smartest in the city, not the sharpest thorn in my side.
Oh, I'm smart. All right, smart enough to know when you're being ridiculous.
Ridiculous, am I? You should look in a mirror. No, on second thoughts, don't. It might crack and I can't afford another bill.
This is better than the time old Socrates tried to explain gravity by dropping his sausage.
At least the sausage made more sense.
The crowd erupts with laughter, the sound turning the room into a theater of glee as the absurdity continues to unfold.
Please, Phidippides, can't we just call it quits? It feels like arguing with you is like wrestling jellyfish, useless and stinging.
But isn't this the fun? The more absurd, the more delightful, like a goat on a trapeze.
Delightful for you. I feel like a juggler in a storm, barely keeping balls in the air.
Oh, come now, Father. Philosophy was the way forward, you said, like buying shoes 2 sizes too big and hoping to grow into them.
And now the shoes are a pair of sandals without straps.
Finally, we're on the same path. Loose logic is as handy as a sponge hammer.
Phidippides, arms spread wide, dances to accentuate his point. Strepsiades, still bewildered, looks around for support, clutching at his sanity like a lifebuoy in a maelstrom.
Looks like the boy's twisting his logic into a pretzel.
And dear Strepsiades forgot how to untwist it.
Can't we just go back to simpler times, when the most complex thought was how to sneak an extra slice of pie?
Ah, simpler times where the moon was cheese and the sun sang hymns. But those pies of logic were filled with nonsense, Father.
Nonsense or not, they sat snugly in the stomach and didn't argue back.
Well, now we feast on a diet of Socrates' wisdom, a meal as filling as a puff of smoke.
Which is why I now yearn for a ladder to pull me from this philosophical swamp.
Embrace the chaos, Father. Dine on absurdity and dance on the tables of irrationality.
The laughter reaches a crescendo as both father and son, amidst a whirlpool of words, realize they are caught in a deliciously unresolvable conundrum, true to the nature of farce.
Then let us toast, my boy, to laughter, folly, and the beauty of embracing our own comedic errancy.
Cheers to that, Father. May we always find merriment in madness.
And with that, the entire scene erupts into joyous bedlam, as the audience, clapping and chortling, joins in the celebration of comedy's reign supreme. Amidst clouds of foolishness, all is set right by the silvery threads of humor weaving through the air. Phidippides and Strepsiades, once challengers in a battle of wits, now stand simply as father and son, buoyed by the gentle harmony of shared laughter.